back, painting herself and staring into a mirror. And you can only imagine how many hours she spent alone in so much pain, no matter what she did. She could drink most men under the table. And there's a line also where I said she drink until you're hollow, to try and drown your endless pain, but your pain has learned to swim. And that's actually a line she wrote. My pain has learned to swim. And the first image is so crazy because when she was on the bus as a teenager when the accident happened and it crashed, and somehow this actually happened. I mean, they described this in her autobiography, which wasn't even shown in the movie. I would have thought it'd been a pretty good dramatic opener, but one of the Poles literally ripped her clothes off and injured her, And there was jugglers on the bus, and they have this gold dust. And when the accident happened, it went up into the air and covered her with gold dust. So there she is, naked with a spear running right through her with gold dust all over her. So that's how it ended up first. And then, of course, some of the verses next is just how many hours she must have spent in pain, in bed, doing so many great paintings, but just the inconceivable amount of time she spent. She did have some operators, but it never quite fixed it. She was never okay. It's never right. And there's also, obviously, Diego, she used to call him her toad. There's a mention of that, but also how he was a womanizer, and he was a horrible womanizer. He just cheated on her constantly. And, finally, he went on to a few marriages. At the end, the last verse is about her funeral. She wanted to have a funeral where she was burned at the end, and then everybody celebrated her life. So there was a party about her life, and then they lit her on fire, and she sat up. Now this is actually apparently this isn't a spiritual thing or a ghost thing. It's just your body can constrict in the heat. So literally when the heat hit her body sat up, and her hair burst into flames, and people exclaimed literally sunflower, like gas, that she had sat up and burst into flames and looked like a sunflower. So there's a mention of that too. So that's all cool to know just because it's all in the song. But I mostly just find her to be an incredibly intriguing artist. And I always, doesn't matter what happens in her paintings, I always just end up staring into her eyes. So that's... Lie amongst the wreckage like some wounded, twisted martyr, with gold dust sprinkled on you, as naked as the dawn, a spear running right through the place where you will take a lover. Though your wound will be a tomb, your life will be a song. There amongst the ashes, a proud phoenix will arise and find a place in the embrace of Frida Kahlo's eyes. How many hours you sit alone where everything is broken, in silent meditation of your place inside the whole, where time and space do not exist, not a word is spoken. You stare into the mirror like a door into your soul, and it stares back at you without a hint of compromise. There is no place that you can hide in Frida Kahlo's eyes. Now you dress up like an Aztec queen, and you curse like a bandito. Like moths they come onto the flame, as if it were their friend. And you spit and laugh and curse and drink until you're hollow, to try and drown the endless pain. But the pain has learned to swim. And when you look right through them, they feel almost trivialized by what's in them they find within Frida Kahlo's eyes. Now Diego, he's your grand toad, he's your smiling execution. He'll take you to that sacred place, then he's running wild. But you know everything here is distortion and illusion. 'Cause you know he's your father and your lover and your child. He stands before your altar and can't help but be surprised that even he will not be free of Frida Kahlo's eyes. And you bolt up right inside the fire, and you burst into a flower. Now Diego knows the truth, and that truth is colossal. That all the woman he has had up to this final hour will end up here beside him at the feet of his apostle. You have left them here forever to be mesmerized by what's in them they find within Frida Kahlo's eyes. Yeah, all the world is there to see.